Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. You're about to experience some information that might change your life. Like, comment and subscribe. Like, comment and subscribe. See you on the other side. Hi guys, so I decided to come to Jamaica. Why Jamaica? So some of you guys know I'm in the serviced accommodation business, which means we take apartments, we take houses from normal people, from landlords, we rent them with their permission, we turn them into small boutique hotels. Now I do that already in London, and I do that in the UK, and we do that in a tiny little place called Tallinn in Estonia. But we've decided to go international, so I'm in beautiful Jamaica. I don't know if you can hear the lovely birds in the background, if you can hear the noise in the background as well. But why did I decide to come to Jamaica to continue the growth of my serviced accommodation business? Well, I've been doing serviced accommodation for quite some time in the UK, and I've learned something. Doesn't mean it's not a great location, doesn't mean it's not a great model. In fact, it's an incredible model, which means you can generate anything from £400, £500 to £1,000 per month from a property that you don't own. But again, why Jamaica? Because I went to in fact, put it this way, I traveled to Barbados this time last year or the year before, and I stayed in a really beautiful place on a strip where all the nightclubs were, and I absolutely loved it. So I decided to go property shopping because I did the calculation of how much I was paying in my hotel, and I did the calculation on how many people were coming to this specific location to enjoy Barbados. And I said, my goodness, I need a little bit of action. So I called a local estate agent. In fact, I got the hotel to book me a couple of viewings with an estate agent, got speaking to the estate agent, and they took me around, and I got to the point of nearly buying a building next door to where my actual hotel was. I did the calculations, I did the cost of renovating and refitting the entire place, what it would cost and how much I could generate, and it completely blew my mind. I tried to raise funds for that specific project, and it fell on its face, and I couldn't go ahead with that specific one. But it just reminded me why I focus on this specific strategy, which is the rent to serviced accommodation model, because it means all I have to do, like I do in the UK, is rent someone's property and then re-rent it out and make some money, which means my premium is a bit higher. If I own the property, then my mortgage costs or my cost would be significantly lower. But again, why did I decide to come to Jamaica? After experiencing and doing the numbers in Barbados, I realized something that we don't have in the UK. We don't have constant sunshine in the UK. Now, this isn't for me. I didn't decide to come to Jamaica so I could have 10 million holidays every single year like I'm currently doing now, but it was more the idea of many people coming to the UK during the summertime, and that's our peak period where we make the most amount of money, because we have an influx of people from around the world coming into the UK, and most people have their holiday periods around the time where we have our summer period, which makes it peak, where we make so much money. I realized in the Caribbean, in the West Indies, they've got the sun pretty much 24/7, 365 days a year. Now, going back to my other experience when I went back to Mexico, so I was in Mexico maybe last year, again, probably the year before, maybe the year before, and I got talking to the different people. I stayed in the resorts, and I got speaking to some Canadians, got speaking to some Americans, got speaking to some Chinese people, and I said, how come you guys came over here? And they said, well, it's only around the corner from us, or it's we were able to get a specific deal, and our people come during this specific time every single year based on their holiday cycle and their holiday periods. So I put two and two together, and I said, well, if people are willing to travel across January, March, April, May, June, July, all the way to December with no breaks in the middle, then it makes sense to come into the Caribbean where people are traveling every single time. Why? Because they're getting access to the sunshine no matter where you come from. We've got the sunshine in January, we've got the sunshine in February, we've got the sunshine in December, you've got the sunshine anytime. And that works perfectly for our model, because it means instead of just getting peak periods, then we can really experience peak. Instead of just getting peak seasons like we have in the UK, we can experience peak seasons pretty much across the entire board. So I've done my numbers and I've run all the way to Jamaica here because, again, for more clarity, my sister actually lives here, and it was easier to build relationships with estate agents, find cleaners, understand the business a bit more, understand the cycles here, which I've been doing a bunch of research for the last 6 months. That's why I finally came here, and we're in the process of tying up our first serviced accommodation unit. We're going to be taking one in Kingston Town, and we're looking at another one in Montego Bay, which is going to be really, really, really exciting as well. And I will update you guys on how the heck you scale your serviced accommodation business from one location to an international location. But as I said, it's not the first time we've left the UK. We bought something in Estonia, which we use for serviced accommodation. That's our first ever purchase in serviced accommodation. But again, I love this model because it means literally anywhere in the world, as long as you can build the systems, you can get the right teams in place, you can get the right infrastructures in place, you can make a significant amount of money from other people's asset. And that's exactly what we're doing right here. We are renting a property from a Jamaican landlord who owns the property outright in many cases here, or someone else who has a mortgage on it. But regardless, as long as their mortgage permits us to do what we want to do, which is to sublet the property with their permission, then it means we're going to be able to enjoy a fruitful business here. So again, I'll keep you guys updated, but I just wanted you to know why Jamaica. I'm traveling over to Atlanta very soon as well. I am going to be looking at some properties over in Atlanta because, again, I've got family there. And again, I've started the conversation. I'm speaking to 1 or 2 agents already. I'm getting a feel for it. I'm still crunching the numbers, so whether I do take some or not, I'm not sure. But again, you've got to start looking at the bigger picture now. As you start to grow in this business, you start having year-to-date data, you start having back history, you start having data that you can crunch the numbers. And we've looked at the UK, and I'm saying things are going incredible, but what can we do to really maximize the income of the business? And that's where we're going global, baby. So I'll catch you guys soon.